I have to share the presentation first. Okay. So a session we went over some basic forensic skills. But there's a lot more to do for forensics. So a quick introduction to forensics again. Cyber Patriot images typically have two components. One part of one part of the image is securing the actual virtual machine, and the other is doing all the forensic questions. And each image has around 2 to 4 forensic questions that range between 5 to 10 points. So that means that if you solve all the forensic questions, um, you'll get like a really large chunk of the points already. The forensic questions in the later rounds are pretty difficult, but they're also worth more points usually. So it's generally a good idea to start off the competition with the forensics because there might be some files that you need for the forensics that you don't want to delete. So if you start off with the forensics, you'll avoid deleting any files that might be needed to solve the forensics. If you can't figure out how to do the forensic questions, you can always just make a copy of the necessary files or logs, and you can look at them later. So earlier rounds will have really simple problems like finding out which users in the computer are in a particular group or where certain files located on the computer. So these specific forensic questions are pretty easy to solve as long as you know how to use Windows. Some other tasks include like finding the MD5 hash of a file and decrypting a message. A general strategy for solving these forensic questions is to use what you know to try and locate like the area or the file that the forensic question is asking about. And if you don't know how to solve it from there, you can always just Google anything that you think will help if you don't know how to do it. You should definitely try spending like upwards an hour or two on forensic questions since they're worth a lot of points. The first topic is going to be MD5 hashes. So hashes are used to digitally encrypt the signatures of files, and they're basically used to check that you have an authentic file. So if you download something off from the web and the web page supplies you with an MD5 hash, you can check to make sure that the file you downloaded is actually authentic by checking the MD5 hash of the file you downloaded. And if the hashes match, that means you have the same file. So there's a PowerShell command that's used to obtain the MD5 hash of a file. And we've gone over this before, but here it is again. It's get-file hash, and then the name of the file location, and then dash algorithm MD5. There's also a bunch of different hashing algorithms like SHA-256, and you can read about all these hashing functions at this website. I'm going to quickly just demonstrate how to get a hash again. Okay, can everyone see the VM?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is what a forensic question typically looks like during the competition. It'll have like a bunch of instructions on how to answer the forensic question, and then below it there will be the actual forensic question. And the prompt's going to be up here, and you have to type your answer in this area. So the first thing we're going to do is find the MD5 hash of a picture. And to do this, we first have to locate where this file is. So since I know where I put the file, I can just go to it. But if you don't know where you put the file, you always have to search for it. So here's the location of the file. It's just in the C drive. We're going to run PowerShell. and we're gonna get the MD5 hash. So get dash file hash c tjsst. Here's the file hash. You have to copy and paste it into the forensic question. And in the actual competition, it'll tell you around like 30 seconds to a minute later if you got the question right or not. I don't have a grading engine on this VM, so the answers are just here. But you want to make sure that, like, if you were to download a file off the internet, you want to check that these two hashes are the exact same. Okay. So if you want to use a different hashing method other than MD5, you just have to change this last part to whatever algorithm you want. Okay, the next topic is also pretty simple. It's just decrypting a message. Most of the time, you can just use an online tool. So you just have to Google for it. There's also this decryptor made by a CyberPatria competitor that's pretty good. The tricky part about these types of forensics is figuring out which encryption method was used. So simple encryption can include translating from the standard alphabet to something like hex or binary. And the cipher of an encryption method is essentially the key to the encryption method. So here's a Wikipedia page about ciphers. Okay. So I'll quickly show you how to decrypt a message. So of course, in the competition, there isn't going to be something that's like decode the following message. You usually have to like find it in an image or in a file. But the way you do this is you just have to copy and paste the message into something like this, and it'll convert it, and then you can quickly enter it like that. So that's it for decryption. Okay, next are registry keys. So there might be a forensic question that asks for the location of the registry key of a particular program. So to find the registry key of application, first of all, the registry keys are going to be stored in the registry editor. And it's pretty simple to find out where the registry key is. So let's say we want to find the registry key for Firefox. You just have to open up a registry editor. Okay, I already have it open up. Yeah, but what you do is you go to edit, find, and then type in whatever application you're looking for. And it should quickly open you up to, okay. You should be able to quickly find where it is, and then you can copy the key name to answer the forensic. There's also things called transaction logs that allow you to view the changes made with the registry, even if like the changes have already been covered up. But they're pretty difficult to read. So I linked a page on the slideshow where if you want to learn about it, but I won't go over it today. Okay, actually, I'm just going to stay in my VM. If you want to access the elements or access an information for a file, or not for a file, for a process, you can get all the information using PowerShell. So the way you do this is you open up PowerShell. And it's just a simple command, get process, and then let's say we want Firefox again. Select object. Okay. If you type that in, you should be able to get all the information for this. There are simpler commands, but this command will allow you to see all of this stuff. And they're sorted alphabetically. Okay, next, we're going to learn how to extract password hashes for Active Directory LDAP. So there's a file. There's a file in the C drive that stores the file or the password hashes, and it's located here, and it's the ntds.dit file. And if you try to like copy this file or move it somewhere, the computer isn't going to let you because it's currently being in use by Active Directory. So this file is also encrypted. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make a shadow copy of this in a temporary folder. And then we're going to try to extract the hashes by decrypting it. So the first thing you have to do is you can create a temporary folder. This will just be used as a location to store the shadow copy. So I'm just going to call this temp. Okay, we're going to open up command prompt first. The way you create a shadow copy is you type vss admin create shadow -4 equals C, and this is going to create a shadow copy of the entire C drive. So now that we've done this, there's a volume name here, and that's the location of the shadow copy. So we want to copy that, and then type copy this, and then the ntds.dit file location. So Windows-ntds. And now you want to put the location of where you want to copy this. So since we made that temporary folder before, we're just going to store it here. So now that we've actually copied it into here. But this isn't that useful because this is currently encrypted. So now we want to access the registry key that's used to encrypt this, and this is stored in the Windows registry. So you can quickly get this by saving it as a file in here. So the command is reg, or first you have to so the command is reg save hklm system temp. So now this is basically the key that's used to encrypt this file. The rest of the process to decrypt this is going to be done in PowerShell. So you can close command prompt. Okay, so we'll be using a module called DS internals. So you have to install it first. And the way you do this is install -module DS internals, and it's going to prompt you to say yes twice. So you just have to enter in Y twice. Since I already downloaded it, I'm not going to do it again. But you will need this package. So now to access the hashes, you can do. We want to access the key first. So since we saved the key into here, right here, we just have to access this. So we have to set key to equal key is equal to get dash boot key dash system file path. So now that we've stored the key, we just have to decrypt it now. So the command is get dash addb account dash all dash boot key, and then the key db path c. Oh wait, hold up. There's a command that's used to clean this up. I think it's in command prompt. Okay, I have to find this command first. Okay, I think it's okay, now I think it should work. Okay. So here you'll see all the hashes for password files, or not the, yeah, you should see the hashes for the passwords. Yeah, that's it. Okay, does anyone have any questions? Okay, the command here is just to so the reason why this command didn't work before is because Active Directory is still using the file. But since we made a shadow copy, it should work. So here, I'll copy the command. So you just have to paste that into command prompt and it should fix the issue. I should probably add this to the slideshow as well.